right, all you listeners to the madness, and I guess a couple of you movie lovers out there, welcome back to Under the Radar. And according to the Maestro's watch, we have a little extra time left on the clock, so I've decided to give you guys a little bit of an extra midweek treat and decided to do another edition of the Movie Madness Matinee. And the movie we have up on this plate to make up for the Extreme Rules horror show is to provide you with a horror-like movie of the indie variety only known as Graveyard Stories 2. Now, originally we were gonna review the first Graveyard Stories, but unfortunately we couldn't find it online until the Maestro told me just seconds before we got to this part of the show. It was on the YouTube page of Moonlight Films. So I guess we're gonna rewatch that tonight and review it next month. Yeah, thanks, Maestro. But nevertheless, folks, this movie, the meat and potatoes of it, which all revolves around a couple of guys who are just hanging out in their house, paranoid about what happened at a campsite, would sit back and watch three terrifying tales of not only aliens, mutated creatures, but a hitchhiker that would get picked up in the middle of the road, all while they tried to contemplate if anybody found out what they did in the woods. Which they never really explained what they did in the woods, but a certain person with a chainsaw would catch on to what they did in the woods. And what did I like about this movie? Well, for starters, the fact that they were able to get the original host, George Stover, who was involved in such great films such as Night Beast, Attack of the 60-Foot Centerfold, and also other great cool movies from yesteryear, along the lines of President Day and even during the movie Hairspray. But you would also see none other than Ghost Hunters International own Scott Tepperman make an appearance during this story as well. Nice! And another thing that I absolutely loved about this film, besides the music that played in the background, was also the fact that this movie was available on YouTube with Moonlight Films, which I really do appreciate that they were able to come through for this said independent film, and the fact that it featured 3 stories instead of 5 was probably the only thing I didn't like about this film. And one of my favorite stories of this said entire film, besides the whole scientists trying to work on these mutated creatures, had to have been the first part of this film with the aliens actually crash landing in the back of somebody's house. And probably one of my favorite lines from that film was when he decided to call his friend when he heard the whole crash that previous night by him saying, "Hey man, were you sleeping?" And he would respond back with, "No man, I was shampooing the damn rug. Of course I was sleeping." The exact lines that was featured in this film. And another one of my favorite parts of this film that was a part of this first story is when he made first contact with these aliens and the alien decided to play patty cake on this guy's face, which was absolutely hilarious. And seeing the fact that we don't know how to review movies along the lines of Siskel and Ebert or any of those other famous movie reviewers that you know of out there, we say this: if you guys want to go ahead and watch a film that features horror movie legends from yesteryear all teaming up together to be a part of this free film, a part of an independent film circuit that would feature not only aliens, vampires, mutants, and even people wearing masks that reminds me of something out of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers along the lines of the Putty Patrol, then I recommend you go out there and watch that flick. And it doesn't hurt, folks, because it's absolutely free and also absolutely hilarious. And with that said, folks, we might as well head back to this music one more time, and when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for Under the Radar for this week, right after this. So don't get lost in that madness just yet, folks, and stay tuned.